Hey, this is Ben, and today I'm going to be putting together one of the BESTA cabinets from IKEA, and we're going to add a third box to make it a little longer to help out with the situation that we have with a Murphy bed, and we'd like to fill in the space behind so our third cushion has something to lean up against. So here's how it goes. First things first, you got to make sure you have all of your parts. So we've got the cabinet and the extra square box that's going to add on, shelving units, drawers, and of course all the assembly pieces that you'll need. Now we'll just open them up, make sure that they are all intact and ready to be used. All right, so everything is checked out and we're ready to put it together. I've laid out all the pieces that I'll need to put this together. And just by following the IKEA directions, which are all pictures, great for visual people, but not super helpful whenever you'd like to put a name to the pieces. So I may just be saying this thing. Right now, the first thing is we're gonna put the feet on the base. The next step after that, in order to put the dividing walls in, we're going to screw in these screws. I'm going to use a power tool on the lowest torque setting, that way that they won't bust the wood. You can also use a smaller power tool or just a handy dandy screwdriver. Now we've got all the screws in. There are the three supporting walls. Two of them are thinner, and there's a thicker one that goes in the middle. Make sure that you have this line in the back, which is eventually going to be the back of the wall, matching up with the base. You want to tighten them in with these little plastic locks using a flathead screwdriver. I've got the two outside walls in, and the center piece is a little thicker, so you're going to end up using the thicker locks. And they click lock to the screws that we put in earlier, and it's a little quick twist to the right, righty tighty, lefty loosey. And we're in. So the next step in the directions is to put the walls on the back side of what you just created, but I'm going to go ahead and jump to the next step after that and put the screws in the top part of the box. Now going back to the previous step where they were inserting the walls, these two panels open up, slide down into the slots. And you'll have these little holes to indicate that will go towards the top of the box. Nice. And then I'm going to take the top, I'm going to place it right on the top where the holes match, and then we'll click lock them in just like we did before. Awesome, we got that 2-unit piece put together, and now we're going to do the third box, which is an individual unit, essentially just like we did this. All right, so I've put together the third box, and I've lined it up next to the double box that we made earlier, and the directions say to put the screws to tie them together in the third hole and the 15th hole, which is this one. Make sure that they are lined up right where you want them to be.
2, 3,
1, 2, 3, 4. I'll be putting drawers on the left side. Right here, we decided to put in shelving, which is pretty easy. You plug these into the desired holes that you wish to have the shelf at. Have a match, and then place the shelf in place. All right, so in order to put the drawer together, the little plastic clips that they give you slide on, just like that. So you have a little gap for the base to go into. Slide it onto the top of the back of the drawer. Bada bing. Got your 3 corners. add the base. Slides down in between the slots and the grooves. Bada bing, bada boom. You got your drawer. Now we'll put on the face. Awesome. Now to put on the face of the drawer, we're going to put these screws with the long neck into these two holes, and the same on the other side. Keep in mind that there's a noticeable dot here as well, so you know where the one end is as compared to the other end that does not have the hole. So again, it's going to be these two right here. Now we're going to put the front face onto the drawer. It'll slide into these two holes, and then we lock it in. And you'll do the same on the other side as well. Awesome, now we're going to put together the big drawer. It's essentially the same thing we did for the little drawer, except now we're adding these wooden pegs, which are going to go, this is the back panel of the drawer, in these larger holes. And you'll put that on both sides. And then using these screws, they will go into the other holes. All right, then you're going to put on the sides so that the grooves match in order to put the back panel on, and then you'll lock them in with the white ones. You'll do that on all 4 screws. All right, now we've got the back of the front door, and this is just a covering that it'll peel off, so it'll be white when it's done. You're gonna add these long neck screws into the 2 middle holes, and then you can add these caps, whichever color you choose, into these large holes. All right, now I'm going to drop the front door onto the proper holes here, and then you'll lock them in with your 4 locks on the outside here, as you can see. All right, now you're going to be given these plastic clips that will go towards the closer side of the front door, the front facing door. You just push them in, and they are sized appropriately, so you can't switch them so they're facing the wrong way. And this will be to help with the tracks when we put it in the drawer space. We're going to take our metal bracket with the bottom lip of the double ring side to the bottom.
Yeah.
Take our drawer side and match up this hole with the 5th hole of the slider, and put in this little screw.
Yeah.
Got that together. I'm going to put 1 screw through the matching holes. There's only going to be 1 option. And then the one for the back here at the very bottom, the final holes, because we're doing the bottom drawer, the very back of the hole here with a washer, and you'll screw that in the back and screw this one in the front. All right, now we've done that for both sides. You're going to pull the drawers out, and these little holes here in the back for the drawer that are going to clip into these L brackets of the sliders. Bing, bada boom. They'll snap into place underneath here, and then there's a white little clip underneath.
What happened?
Alright, so we're using a larger drawer on the bottom and a smaller drawer on top, so I had to determine where the brackets were going to be. And using this unit, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes down, and that's where the brackets for the drawer will have. Just like the last one, we put the top one in by putting the back side in against the drawer pulls, and then locked them in with the clips underneath. And there they are. Rip off the protective plastic. And then we are going to have some nice drawers to have right up against this wall. Just wait. All right, so the last part is, in case you are having a wall trim along your wall and it won't be flush up against the wall itself, which is what I'm coming across, I'll be using these extensions. And then when you put it in, you have a little adjustment to reach the wall. And these plug in right back here. Bada bing, bada boom. You can add your extender. Voila. So the cabinet is in place. We've got it perfectly flush with the Murphy bed, so it's straight in line and looking pretty good. And the final product is in. The reason we wanted to do this is so we could have a place to stuff extra pillows behind our couch pillow, and it matches with the perfect depth with our Murphy bed. Thanks for watching, and look out for another one. Nice.